Today we're going to try and draft my first workwear inspired jacket, except I've never made a jacket from scratch. I've only upcycled existing clothes. So it'll be interesting to see how well we do. And I am using a basic clothing pattern just for reference. And I've never actually used a pattern before, so I don't even know what it looks like. I do generally like the look of this jacket, but there's a few things that I will change and sort of implement my own design into this as well. So I'm going to start off with drafting the initial design so I can make the changes that I already know I want to make. Just from what I can see in the picture, the collar seems massive. That looks huge. And I also want to do some different pockets. I recently hit 10,000 subscribers and I want to thank you guys for the support you've shown. So there will be a special discount code somewhere throughout this video, and it's only going to work 10 times. So make sure you watch the video until the very end. And just before we start drafting, in the last video we worked on this jacket. I got a lot of comments on what I can do, how I can fix it, how I can proceed with it just to finish it off. And I appreciate everyone for leaving their thoughts and giving me their ideas and suggestions. But I've got another idea completely out of pocket. Obviously I wasn't totally happy with the jacket. You know, there's so many different things I will change. You guys will see that in part 2, but for now I think this is a great way to reuse the piece, give it a whole different life and repurpose a piece of art. Appropriate size tags. I just put one on the canvas. You might think this is a hell of a waste of time considering how many hours I put into that jacket, but I love this so much more. Stretched it out the best I could over this canvas, and now it can be a wall piece instead of a, I don't know what that was. Really gives that print justice, making it like the centerpiece. I don't even need to sign it. It's got my little tag down there. Can't really see the message all that well. Looks really cool on the canvas though. I'm so happy with that. Do you think I should have put a little more work into the jacket to finish it off, or does this kind of fuck? That's my answer. This fucks. Someone commented the jacket alone was 20k piece of art. Anyone? 20k. I probably won't sell this, or at least until I'm sick of looking at it. I was definitely worried that wouldn't work out, but it looks so much cleaner than I imagined. This should be fairly easy, right? Like these are the instructions, kind of like a Lego pack just for clothes. There's only 11 pieces, so that's way easier than any Legos I've ever built. What's this? There's 2 of them. Sewing directions, slip stitch, stay stitch, top stitch, under stitch. This is actually all news to me. I haven't even cut anything out. I don't know why I'm looking at the instructions yet. Based on the body measurements, I think I'll make it large. Oh shit. This is one whole piece. I assumed it would come in like individual pattern pieces. I don't know why. Why is this so big? No idea what the hell I'm doing. I can't unfold the entire thing because the cats will fuck with it. I'm telling you right now. Yes, 2 separate sheets. All the sizes are mapped out on this. I'm with, okay, all right. Sterling, leave it alone. This is important stuff. Sounds like this, I wish I had another room so I could just lay it all out properly. Okay, I'm with it now. I'm gonna just cut out the size large pieces. I'm assuming I'm supposed to do that. Got my stencil. So I'm using this plain, like natural colored cotton. This is purely just for the draft cut. My guy, I don't really want the licks right now, man. I don't want half of this video to be me cutting out the materials, so I'm just gonna speed run it. Okay, we got the pattern. Learning to use and understand how patterns work is definitely a vital part for eventuating to making clothes. It's made me realize there's a lot that I don't know. I'm very much an amateur at all of this. This is the amateur category. So I'm starting with the draft just to generally understand how to put together something from pattern. We won't be following the pattern exactly. There's definitely changes I want to make just to make this my own design, you know, incorporate a little bit of my taste into this. So if I can make this work, then we'll move on to a different material, the final design. I need to reorganize. I have no idea which part's which. First step is doing the pocket, so we skip that completely. Skip all the way to step 8, the front sleeve. This has also made me realize I'm gonna need way more space eventually. Cutting out the pattern on a small ass table was not the most ideal. Need to be a little more secluded, somewhere where I can separate the cats. All they wanna do is eat the paper, eat the fabric. Look at that, I'm actually doing it. I messed this side up a little bit. I think I just sewed the original seam a little wrong. Stay stitch armhole edges of back. What's next? Right sides together, pin sleeve back to armhole edge. That seems pretty straightforward. Okay, I'm a little lost with my pieces. I wish they weren't all the same color. This is easy. I don't know why anyone needs to go to school for this. Internet got to be the best teacher out. The arms are wider than the actual armhole. This is literally easy mode. I don't know why more people aren't doing this. Didn't even get any bunching this time. All real smooth. Talking about how easy it is, but something's gonna fuck up and I'm just gonna look like an idiot. Right sides together, stitch center back seam of yolk. Are we making a cake now? Why is there a yolk? Add 12 eggs, mix half a kilo. That looks pretty easy as well. Crazy I spent so long cutting all of these materials out. You spend like 5 minutes on the sewing machine. Everything else is just measuring and cutting. That's what takes the longest part. It's not actually sewing. I think I've forgotten to put some marks. So you know what that means. I'm just gonna guess. I was genuinely so intimidated when looking at the pattern, but what for? I think I've definitely messed something up here. Just ain't lining up right. It looks fine at a glance, but the end of the sleeves, definitely some differentials. I mean, it's fine. That's why I'm doing the draft, so I can make these mistakes, but I don't know if it's something that like went wrong when I was cutting it out. Anyway, what's next? Now I get the front and the back. Stitch that up. And then we have like a half shirt. I'm genuinely shocked at how simple this is. I think everything else I've been making so far is definitely a lot harder, a lot more time consuming at the very least. Obviously I wasn't paying close enough attention because I've sewn the right side onto the inside. I'm so glad I noticed that before I sewed it up completely because I was just about to. Right side looking good. The back shows all the seams. Round 2, right sides together. What are you doing when Shorty walk in the room wearing this? Obviously not finished, you know, still no collar on, but these sleeves so long. It will eventually be hemmed at like 1.5 inches, I think, so it'll sit like right there. There's still a little bit of work to do, and apart from the collar, the rest of this is just repeating the same process for the lining. I'm already questioning a few different parts of like just generally how it fits, but I shouldn't really critique this until it's finished. Okay, finished draft. It looks a little sloppy on here, so I'm just gonna put it on. I had actually finished this yesterday, but I guess when I was recording my notes, the camera wasn't plugged in. I don't know, it just didn't record any sound. So we're doing a double take. It's not completely made. There's a few things that I left out just for the initial draft, such as the zip. That's why it's all frayed and doesn't come together at the front. I didn't really want to use the zip just on the sample piece because it's not like I'm gonna wear this anyway. It's actually a lot more cropped than I thought it would be, which is fine, you know, it's definitely a style. The original pattern doesn't have a waistband. I added that myself because I think it looks a little bit better. Obviously I didn't cut that correctly because there's still like 8 inches here. I think I can also add some cuffs here similar to the waistband. It just didn't have it in the pattern. Cuff sleeves will definitely look better. And I trimmed the collar a little bit from the original pattern collar. It was probably about 1/2 inch bigger. Still think this might be a little bit too big. Why is it so wide? I could literally glide with these collars. All in all, for a sample piece, I mean, I've done it. I've made the jacket and I've just proved to myself that I can make actual clothes. The sample also doesn't have pockets. I did draw the markings on there. I ran out of material before I could actually finish that off. If you can imagine, my hands would be sitting somewhere about here, caressing my belly. There were a few different mistakes I made while actually sewing this together, which is why we do the draft, because now I can watch out for those. For a first attempt, you know, it's not too bad. It's got a good silhouette. And now that's out of the way, we can finally move on to the final jacket. For this final design, I'm using a patterned tapestry fabric. I've already cut out all the materials we need. I'm gonna take my time putting this together because I don't wanna make any mistakes. I do have excess material, so if I do mess up any of the pieces, I can recut it, but I'd rather not. I'm a little concerned that there might be some excess fraying because this is a tapestry fabric. I don't have an overlocker, but there is like a fake overlocker stitch on the Singer Heavy Duty. So I'll add an extra stitch along all the tapestry seams just to make sure that there is no fraying. This thing's built to last. That is clean, man. That's about as clean as it gets. That is disinfected. They wiped that down with an alcohol wipe. All right, that's enough. I'm also adding a double top stitch. The original pattern only asks for a single stitch, adds a little more detail. Not that you can really even see it. Picked my thread a little too well. It kind of blends in. Even though these are pretty small changes from the draft, it is taking just a little bit longer to put this together. I'm already up to the back yoke, so we are making pretty good progress. Here's what we've got so far. We're about half done. I haven't closed off the outside seams just yet because I realized I haven't done the pockets. I'm gonna steal the pocket design from another jacket I have. I'll just get that. This is a Carhartt Active jacket with these flat pockets. These are used on like a variety of different Carhartt jackets. So I'm gonna steal that pocket. This is actually a hack I learned from TikTok, believe it or not, or Instagram or whatever. See if I can find the video because they'll probably explain it way better than I. Baking paper, cut out like a little section, however much you need for the pattern you're trying to plagiarize. It's not actually as transparent as I was hoping. You're gonna have to feel this out, but you can trace the exact area you need. Don't use the shiny side of the baking paper. I've just learned that just now. So I'm just gonna trace around this entire pocket. Gonna double check everything to make sure I've got the exact sizes here. I'm gonna use this as a template for the pocket I want. Now I can just add this seam allowance and find the right placement on the jacket. So we'll see how that goes. Pockets turned out real nice. Got the collar on, cuffs are on the sleeves and waistband, and we went with the beige zip with the metal hardware, and it's looking real nice. Last step of the process, getting that lined up. This is gonna be real nice, just you wait. Look at this, my first official workwear jacket. Look how clean this is. The patterns, matching. They line up. They line up almost perfectly. It might be 0.5 millimeter off. The collar, so much better than the draft. That is like a reasonable size collar. You know, I ain't gonna be flying around with those. Waistband, perfection. The zip opens and closes like butter. It doesn't really, I can't really close it on this. It does close like butter, it's just a bit awkward from this angle. The pockets we copied, clean, completely lined for extra comfort and material durability. Just being honest, I didn't think I'd be able to pull this off this clean. This looks good, this looks store-bought. I'll try it on for you. I'm just gonna change into an outfit where it actually looks appealing. Suss that. I know. It's good, right? Stop, please. It's all right. You don't need to, you're gonna make me blush. Cuffs on the sleeves, a waistband that actually fits, and the collar just a little bit smaller. This style of pocket was definitely a good choice for this design. The lining looks good, everything's nice and clean. While the overall design is workwear inspired, I wouldn't wear it on a work site. A little too nice to be jackhammering and smashing down a Dare iced coffee. By no means am I like an experienced or trained designer. These slight little changes I've made from the original pattern are just based around clothes that I have or designs that I like. And it's been good to try and replicate those same features within a jacket that I've made myself. It smells kind of like your grandma's couch. It is upholstery fabric, so it does have like a little bit of a potato sack kind of smell. My first workwear jacket is a success. You know, I'm super happy with it. Let me know what you guys think. Cop or drop? I think for now, that's all I really have to say about the jacket. I don't know. What are you guys doing later? Remember to head over to christoph.store. I don't know if you saw the discount code during the video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to tune in next time when